How's it going, you guys? Scott with Everyday Home Repairs, and today I'm going to quickly walk you through 3 different methods of cutting metal clad cable which you might be using around the house for your DIY electrical projects. Now, most of us are more familiar and more comfortable with using non-metallic, or also known as Romex cabling, for our projects, but there's certain instances where you need protection, and by code you would have to have something that's actually protecting the conductors inside. Now, what we'll be using today is a 12-2, that means it's 12 gauge, 2 conductor, but it also has that insulated ground inside. Now, most commonly I use this on applications where I'm running power to a furnace, like I have my 3-ton Mr. Cool duct system where I have a 15 amp 240 volt circuit, and then I have some MC cable going down and actually making that connection from the disconnect box. Now, on that one specifically, I actually use the wrong type of connector, so I'll also point you in the direction there so you don't make that same mistake. Now let's jump into the first method, which will just be using common tools you already have and give you a better understanding of how this is actually constructed, so how can we properly cut it. Now, cut resistant gloves are highly recommended when dealing with metal clad, or really dealing with metal junction boxes as well. You can kind of get sliced open pretty quickly. We'll take our first pliers on the one side of the mark here, and we'll take our other set, and what we want to do is we want to open it up against the actual coiling that is from the manufacturing process. So we're going to work against that direction, and all you really got to do is just rotate it, and what that does is it opens it up and it undoes the coil. So we don't need too much there, but what we're doing is opening up the spot that we actually want to cut. So that's where your tin snips or your old side cutters will come into play. So what I'll do is just take my time, make sure there's no conductors in that way. And sometimes it's a 2-cut process, sometimes you'll get it in 1. You can also work it back and forth and that will open it up. But really, to get off that run, it's as simple as that. Now, I would not want to leave my metal clad in this condition. I'd want to kind of work that back into shape before I put my connectors on and my bushings on. And then usually what I'm trying to do is push that back in like this, where we can work that down. So we have our cut, but don't forget, I'll leave the paper or the plastic wrap on, and I'll go ahead and grab myself a bushing. It's a lot easier to get this bushing around if you have that plastic or paper in place, because you're going to work that bushing down into the metal clad. So now we're going to be protecting our conductors from the sharp edges of the metal clad. Now, I have used the wrong connector in the past. Do not use standard Romex connectors. You want the specific connectors. I like these saddle connectors, which you'd run down, pull that down where you see the bushings flush with the front of the connector, and then you just tighten that saddle down, and that's going to tighten it down on the MC protection itself, and then that's what's really going to keep it in place. Then if you had your box, that's where you slide it through, put our connector through, get our nut on, tighten it up. Then if you have these little wrenches, makes it super convenient to tighten that down, and then you're good to go. So now you have it cut to length, we have it properly protected with our bushing and a saddle connector, and we have our over 6 inches of conductor length for the junction box. So method number 2 would be cutting with a hacksaw. We'll go ahead and take off over 6 inches of the metal clad. I'm just going to make a mark right here. Now with the hacksaw, what we're doing is we're just trying to cut through one full coil or one full strip on this metal clad. You're going to get a little damage on the bottom one, maybe a little bit of damage, but don't forget the top one we're taking off, so that doesn't matter. We'll just try to minimize the amount, but there'll be a little damage on the metal clad that's left behind. You'll start off whether you have a small hacksaw or just a large one. And I'm going to go ahead and angle that a bit and pull in the reverse direction just to start my cut. I want to try to get that cut started so it doesn't keep slipping off that mark. Now you can hear I'm already getting through that ridge here of the metal clad. So we can go ahead and take a hold of that and then just go ahead and rotate And you'll see you'll start to break it open at that cut line. Then it snaps open and we can just take off that portion of metal clad that we want to remove. And then I'm just going to push down with my cut resistant gloves, kind of pushing the metal clad back into place. Now similar to last time, we'll keep the plastic on, and then you'd want to work your bushing over that plastic and down to protect your conductors. But that's all there is to cutting the MC with a hacksaw. Just make sure you don't cut through, and you'll know you didn't cut through if you still have your paper or plastic intact without any damage. Now moving on to method number 3, the last one, and that is if you're going to do a lot of this, it's nice to have a specialty tool. So again, we're going to go ahead and just mark ourselves where we want to make that cut. And there's multiple different makers. Here's one from Klein Tools. Here's this similar setup from Southwire. We'll go ahead and just use the Klein Tools. They're basically the same. This one has an auto adjuster. This one you can actually adjust a little bit depending on the size of MC you have. Pretty much the same features. And the way they work is you're going to set your MC cable within the channel here, but you can see the advantage of this because you're going to get the cutting wheel is going to hit right on your exact spot. The cutting depth is going to be controlled. So you're going to rotate a few times, applying pressure, and there's less worry about cutting through your conductors because again, that cutting wheel is going to only go so deep, and you'll kind of feel it let loose once you've cut all the way through. Then you can just go ahead and release. We'll see our cut line there, and really then it's just a rotation and you can pull that right off and you got your super clean cut, which also makes it easier to get your bushing on and then to put that underneath that clad, protecting your conductors. So those are the 3. Let me know which ones you guys prefer down in the comments. I always appreciate getting your feedback. The specialty tool is super nice, very clean cut, but if you don't want to invest in that, that hacksaw is not too bad. And at least now you know, even if you don't have a hacksaw, you got some pliers, you can get the job done. Now I did a recent poll on the channel asking if you preferred MC or conduit, and surprisingly, actually a majority of the people voted, over 2,000, said that they prefer conduit. So if you want to see how I was using conduit to add a few outlets in a basement, check out this video right here and you'll be able to kind of compare and contrast for your own projects at home. So thanks for joining me on this video, and we'll catch you on that next one. Take care.